Greetings, folks, and welcome to Command Modern Air Naval Operations. I'm Ebereg, and this is the Operation Reworked scenario. So this is a pretty long scenario, so I'm going to set a timer. The basis is that the U.S. and Iran are kind of at each other's throats, and the U.S. is sending a freedom of navigation exercise through the Straits of Hormuz and is authorizing preemptive action. So the Iranian military is enforcing a blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. A handful of tankers transiting the strait have been attacked by air-launched anti-shipping missiles, mines, and torpedoes. Large commercial traffic has all but ceased, though small coastal vessels are still outnumbered. Our Middle Eastern friends are shying away from confronting Iran in this instance. Recent Iranian expansion in ballistic missile capabilities have them concerned. While we retain some overflight rights, hastening countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and even Turkey is not forthcoming. The Russian destroyer Smetlivy, an old Kashin-class ship, has been conducting a port visit at Bushehr, but national reconnaissance assets have identified it is now in the Gulf of Oman. Other Russian ships or submarines may be in the area. Enemy forces, being the recipient of Russian and Chinese assistance over the past few years has improved Iranian military capabilities significantly. In particular, the incorporation of older but modern Russian SAMs such as the SA-10 and SA-20 to the Iranian IADs is of great concern. Shorter-range systems like the SA-11, SA-13, and SA-15 augmented the network with older HY-2 and SA-6 batteries. Low-level defenses include various manpads and AAA guns at key locations. The SAM umbrella protects air bases now housing squadrons of newer MiG-29 and J-7 fighters at Bandar Abbas and Chabahar, a newly operational unit of Chinese-made J-10 fighters, and the remaining handful of old U.S. F-14As now fly out the base at Shiraz. Smaller auxiliary fields such as Jask and Bandar Lange host older legacy MiG-29s. Strike capability is primarily the job of F-4 Phantoms at Bandar Abbas and Su-24s out of Shiraz. Both are capable of launching anti-shipping missiles. Navy assets include several Kilo-class conventional submarines, which have recently been augmented with a second batch of improved hulls to complement those received in the 1990s. The Chinese-made Houbei-class missile boats have recently joined the Iranian fleet along with older Chinese-supplied PCMs. The Navy also operates several batteries of land-based mobile anti-shipping missile batteries, which are thought to be covering the strait itself. Of particular concern is the deployment of naval mines in the strait itself. Intelligence indicates that the approaches to Bandar Abbas are heavily mined, while mines in the strait's transit lanes appear to be only less concentrated. Okay, friendly forces. I have the Ford CVBG and the America, as well as the Zumwalt SAG, SSN 775, some KC-130s out of Djibouti, and a whole bunch of other stuff out of Diego Garcia. Due to other current operations, it will be at least 48 hours before additional forces can be expected to arrive. This is the combat operational debut of the F-35 Bravo. It would be very unfortunate to lose any of these aircraft to hostile action, but their capabilities should prove useful. TLANs are available through a number of those onboard ship have been sequestered for later use. Okay, I'm to have the Zumwalt SAG to transit the Straits of Hormuz and arrive in the area designated OBJ within 24 hours. The America ARG and Ford CVBG are to assist with Objective 1 by rapidly attriting Iranian military capabilities in the Gulf of Oman and Strait of Hormuz area, in particular neutralizing airfields, naval units, land-based anti-ship missile batteries, and other high-order threats. To reduce the Iranian IADs in the region, in particular SA-20, SA-10, and long-range early warning radar sites. Clear naval mines sufficient to allow Objective 1 and form basis for re-establishing safe navigation of the Strait of Hormuz. Execution at my discretion. Destruction of enemy high-value targets must be balanced with Objective 1 and Continent State C unrestricted emissions. Oh, I have some ROE. Your forces are restricted to operations in the Gulf of Oman and Strait of Hormuz regions of Iran. All targets in the area of operation are cleared for engagement. A restricted zone is in place beyond those areas of operation. Intruding into or beyond this zone is strictly prohibited, as is attacking the air bases at Shiraz and Kerman. Be cautious of any Russian forces encountered. Do not provoke them, but you are cleared for self-defensive attack. Let's do this. So, this scenario has a rather nasty flaw in that a lot of the doctrines are not set to inherited. So let's do so for all the aircraft. Doctrine, inherited, inherited, inherited. And let's do so for the America ARG. Doctrine, inherited, inherited, inherited. Zumwalt, SAG. Doctrines of inherited, inherited, and inherited. Now let's go to Djibouti and set all the herky birds to inherit their doctrines. And do the same for Diego Garcia. Inherited, inherited, inherited. Now I notice some of these airplanes aren't armed correctly. Let's arm this Poseidon with an anti-submarine warfare loadout, as well as this one. And let's arm this Triton with a reconnaissance loadout. And let's bring this Triton over here. And let's set up a mission. Make these points relative to the Zumwalt SAG. Add new mission, Fighter Protect. And it's an AAW patrol. 1/3 rule, do not investigate contacts outside the patroller, but do within weapons range. And let's see what we have for superiority. Not a lot. F models. Let's add these. And do not allow them to refuel from tankers. This is important because they're well within range of the carrier, and we don't need them to refuel. Let's get the Texas to move here. Let's get the Zumwalt SAG to go at about 20 knots. And its radars are turned off. Let's do the same for the Texas. Go just under the layer and go about 20 knots. What else? Oh, let's switch up the formation of the Zumwalt SAG. Let's get the Jackson to move here. Let's get the Farragut to move here. And get the Sioux City to move here. This is just so everything is better set up. And let's set up some more missions. Define area here. Add new mission. Intermediate fuel supply. It's a support mission. And add 3 stratotankers to it, 1/3 role. Mission doctrine is radar passive. And define an area here. Add new mission. Close fuel supply. It's a support mission. And add the Herky Birds and the stratotankers. Check. Okay. So let's also go to the Zumwalt SAG. Mission. Set these relative rotating there into the Zumwalt SAG. Add new mission. Subhunt. It's an ASW patrol. And we're going to add all of our Poseidons to it. As well as all of our Seahawks armed for that can be armed. As well as these Seahawks. Go to mission doctrine, set the ASW weapon control status to tight, and have them turn their radars off, but their sonars on. And go to the forward CBBG. Arm this guy for ASW duty. And arm this guy for ASW duty. Really nervous here. So, let's unpause time and see what happens. Okay. So we're detecting an SA-10. Let's move the fighter protects patrol area out of its way. We got fulcrums coming in. Let's actually set the Zumwalt SAG so it does not fire at air contacts. You don't want it wasting surface-to-air missiles. And let's go to the Ford CBBG. Go to its aircraft. launch a Growler, and also launch 3 Hornets armed with AAGMs. Okay, so let's get the Hornet with AAGMs to turn its jammers on. Move here. And get these Hornets to move here. Oh, I forgot to do something fairly important. Add new mission, Sky Eye, support. Do not allow tankers. And add our Hawkeyes to it. MCON radars active. Let's get these Falcons to move. Let's get these Hornets to move up here. Never forget your AWACS mission. Let's get the Zumwalt SAG to turn their sonars on for the time being. Goblin detected by the Farragut. Let's move closer on it. Let's get the Zumwalt SAG to slow down to creep speed and turn its sonars off. Let's get it to turn its sonars back on. Okay, so that fish bed is down. Let's get these guys to target this Grumble with all of their AARGMs. And get these guys to turn their sonars off. I know it's a submarine, but I don't know whether or not it's a Russian submarine. And I don't want to attack a Russian sub. Okay, move these guys up here. And there's time. So that's it for now, guys. This is Everegg. I'll see you next time.